that's enough screwing around. Let's get over here. Sight! Heyo everybody, I'm Nick and welcome back to some more Pokemon Blue live streaming. Who's ready to see my patience get tried at the Safari Zone? Woohoo! We have a bare minimum of 3, preferably 4 Pokemon to catch. We have all the 4%ers that I still need to catch. I got Pinsir already, but we still need the normal types in Tauros, Chansey, and Kangaskhan. I would also like to get a Venomoth while I'm here, preferably. So we can go for that Nintendo 64, you know what I mean? So what I think I'll do is, we'll just hunt, and if we get what we're hunting for, I will collect the rest of the items in the area and move on. And lock in a save. Because these catch rates are gonna be low. And it's already hard enough trying to find these things in the first place. So, whenever anybody decides to hop on in, I'm down to just chat about whatever because, this might take a little while. Safari Zone from Pokemon Sapphire already bit me in... Not Sapphire. Pokemon Emerald already bit me in the ass enough as it is. Thanks, lunch. Ugh. Now, out of the 3 normal types that I need to catch here, Tauros and Chansey are 2 of the best Pokemon in the game. Kangaskhan, not so much. It's basically Tauros Light. But it's still a pain to catch, just like the rest. Okay, why am I not getting any encounters here? What the crap? Is it because of the tiles I was walking in? Because I know there's a programming... I talked about this back in Viridian Forest. There's a programming quirk with some of the tiles where there are specific grass tiles that don't give you encounters at all. That they changed over for... Well, hello there! There's one of them right now! Let's throw ball! Oh wow, I get a second shot. That's rare! A third shot! Hey, I will be thankful for every chance I get. Anyway, as I was saying, the tiles that they used to determine what grass tiles were not encounters were different compared to the Japanese red and green to our US red and blue. Because they actually, I think it's because of some animated tile changes between the regions. Specifically, we got grass tiles with more animation. Because there were some grass tiles that had flowers on them. That changed some things up, and so in Viridian Forest, some grass with specific corners, they changed them up, and so they made it so you could have a straight shot through specific pieces of grass. And I've just flubbed my second Kangaskhan while I was just chatting. Ha! Honestly, that sounds about right for me. If I find a Pinsir, I'll throw balls at it, but I don't expect much of anything. I've already got you. Go away. I know Spore is cool, but you're not that cool, Paris. In fact, you're pretty terrible. I have to use a Moonstone on you later, but not right now, to fill out pages. We will do a lot of leveling up post beating the game, I'm pretty sure. Because we still have to farm out every single encounter I got here. Ain't that a stinker? Just gotta look for that Kangaskhan, you know? The duo's cool. It's actually cooler than Kangaskhan personally. Because it has one of the fastest and hardest hitting drill pecks in the whole game. It's not the best one because Zapdos is a thing. But still, I think it's quite neat. Don't sleep on Dodrio in this game. It's very cool, despite the fact that it evolves pretty late. What, 37? Something like that. It evolves pretty late. Like, around the time you're getting your final evolution starters late. But I think by that point, you should have Drill Peck and you'll be pretty good to go. But filling out the other slots for moves is going to be a bit of a pain. Oh, cool, we get a third chance. Please. That's about as well as I expected that to go. Alright, 100 steps left. That stinks, but we got at least 3 encounters. So I will take it. God, it would be just so easy to just not talk and lock into concentrating on walking back and forth in the grass. I also have to make sure that, like, yeah, it's good to look at my other screen to try and read if chat comes on, but I also need to make sure I'm looking directly at my TV so I don't kink my neck, because that would suck. I kind of need my neck. It's very important with connecting everything that's in my head to the rest of my body, you know? I am just blabbing about whatever is coming into my brain. And that could be a recipe for disaster, depending on what happens. Can we get one more Kangaskhan encounter before we're booted out and I have to reset? Come on, 4%. Don't be a bitch to me now. Especially because we're almost gonna get kicked out of here. This is the Safari Zone experience. Goodness me. Let's hunt, eh? Once the PA goes off, I will, and I don't get a Kangaskhan, I will reset immediately. I don't need to deal with that shit. There it goes. AB said, AB, start select, please. Thank you. The border's gonna do its thing again, because that's just super Game Boy nonsense. Alright, let's try again so we don't waste money. And I've still walked through this grass every time, just in case I hit that 1% chancy encounter. And if we get it that way, that would be hilarious, and I would mean I could just straight up skip going through an area to get its 4% encounter. I will be back for Venomoth later. Right now, Kangaskhan is what's on the docket. So we got 3 encounters that last time. How many encounters will I get this time? The world may never know. eggs. You will give me an egg. Thanks, RE5. At least I believe that's where that sound clip is from. I don't know, and I don't care to check. Because if it's just stupid BS, then it's funny, and I don't think we need to fact check. Eggy, you're one of the best Pokemon in the game, but I'm not using you this run. I am sorry. You just get sleep powder way too late for me to want to bother. And we are not glitching rare candies to get to that point. No. If I'm going to get level up things, I have to suffer. And I know just the Pokemon to do the suffering with. But we won't get it till we beat the Elite Four the first time around. It's just a Parasect we can run. I just had a random thought. If Blue always has a Growlithe if you pick Charizard, Charmander, how is he always able to have a version exclusive in the game you don't have it? That thing should be a freaking Vulpix if you're playing Blue version. It should only be a Growlithe if you're playing Red. If we were going by the logic of the rival has access to the same tools the player does. In that sense. Just a random thought. It doesn't mean anything, I'm just filling space in the void. While we have found 0 Kangaskhan. Also, Execute is supposed to be small, but they gave the sprite in this game. He looks so girthy. Why? Why did they make Execute an absolute unit? It's so hilarious. Oh, good grief. Oh my god, finally! Oh my god, I get a second chance. But 2 is all she wrote. Womp womp. And we've only found one so far. That's no good. So far, it seems like 3 was just being lucky. Oh dear. That's not great. You are not a Kangaskhan. Come back when you are. Ugh, bones go crack. Meanwhile, Kangaskhan doesn't show up and make me a frustrate. Also, Pokemon speed stat actually, for the most part, determines if it runs away or not. So, Tauros have a pretty high chance of running away. But in yellow, they're a lower level. So... yeah, that's a thing. That's still not Kangaskhan, for Pete's sake. And then Chansey's just Chansey. They just also have a hard time sticking around. Wily little bastards. Running through the grass. Running through the grass again. Technically, I could save Chansey for later, but I don't want to. I'd rather catch it here while I can. If nothing else, I want to use those Chanseys for grinding, because that would be great. It looks like it might just be the one Kangaskhan this run. That is disappointing, but at least it was one. One is better than 0. Once again, when the PA hits, I will do the reset. Because I will bleed out every step I've got. Never give up, never surrender. This is those moments where I would love an encounter every 2 steps. Because it would let me fish out whatever I'm looking for. Alright, reset time. Oh, come on. There it goes. Do that again. We mash through all of this. Continue the adventure once more, and we retry. Try for a 1% chancey? No 1% chancey. Let's get moving. Back and forth, back and forth. Ugh. That's just a neat arena. Get out of here. The sound delay between my TV and the headphones is so real. It's like half a second. It's always been like this. Actually, no, it's more like a full second, thinking about it now. Sometimes it's in sync, sometimes it's delayed. It's whack. It's just an Eggy. We don't need to worry about an Eggy. Guess I just got lucky with Pinsir, I guess. Because hoo-wee, RNGesus is not liking me today. Oh my god, we got the 1% Pinsir. That's hilarious. I'm still gonna throw balls at it. Because I can, and it's rare. Getting to throw 4 balls at it feels like... 5? Let's go for 5? There it goes. Run off, Pinsir. I already had one of you anyway, so... That was surprising. We got a 1% Pinsir. And I got to throw 5 balls at it. Sure would have loved that to be either Chansey or Tauros, but beggars can't be choosers. Bugs. My brain is zoning out. That's a bad idea. Oh no! Brain, stand your ground! I'm pushing the wrong button one-handed. Oh, right, I forgot. We could just save in the park itself. That feels a little silly. Why am I allowed to save in here? I'll take it at least. Yeah, I had a gut feeling this wasn't going to be the most exciting stream, but it's a part of the game that has to get done. Even if nobody freaking likes it. We just got that 1% and now we're getting nothing, huh? Is that just how life is gonna be? Oh, nope, there's one. Chuck ball! Damns the brakes, yo. Kangaskhan, please. Don't be an absolute pain in the neck. What are my steps at again? Did we just hit 2 1%ers? I'm surprised. Numbers, why? Unfortunately, I caught none of them, so that stinks. Just means we gotta reset again. I'm not wasting more money on this than I have to. Even if gameplay hours are going down the drain. If anything, that shows an accurate experience. And we could count the stream time to be like, how long have I been playing this game? I always knew Safari Zone was going to be the worst. There was no doubt in my mind. No, you don't. Attempt number 4. Let's go. Alright, we're gonna do another cheeky thing since I remembered I could save in here. One percent chancy? A man can dream. 1% chancy? Oh, come on, I got 2 1% pincers. A man can dream. Okay. We are gonna save here. So now when we reload, we can just jump right into the grass and keep farming. Oh, Kangaskhan, come out wherever you are. Oh, jeez. Oh, shucks, Scoob. No marsupial, just an egg. Or just a seed, rather, for palm trees. I am so thankful we got bag pockets starting in the second game. Because all the crap that we had lying around, it was very much necessary. Game, are you for real? That's bizarre. You're gonna give me the 1%ers here. Are you for real? While I'm sifting through all the chaff. Only in half an hour of sifting through with getting nothing. And we've encountered across multiple resets a total of 5 Kangaskhan. Yikes. And yet somehow we've found 3 1% pincers. How does that even work? Oops. I threw a rock at something. I threw a rock at it and it ran away. That's a bad idea. Because then the Safari Zone encounters want to kill me. Game, are you kidding me? Another 1% pincer. I already have one! Why are you doing this to me? That's 5 Kangaskhan and 4 pincers. I am keeping track for whatever reason. Neorina. Really sucks to suck, don't it? This is the struggle. This is the struggle. And not the actual move struggle. Heh. Oh, thank you, another shot. Game, please have mercy. No, chances are just so low. Nope. So that's 4 Pinsir and 7 Kangaskhan. Woo! Keep going. Sick! Another shot! Let's go! No! I got 4 balls. That's better than 1. I'll take whatever I can get. This is like the worst time I've, like... This is probably the longest I've gone trying to catch one of these things. Because in all my other attempts, they've actually not been that bad. This time, oh boy. Failure after failure after failure. Good grief. Okay, at this point, I'm starting to lose track of my Kangaskhan attempts. It let me throw a second ball. Or a third one. Another 4th attempt. That's lucky. Still ran, though! But I mustn't give up. We are in it for the hunt. And to think we have 2 more of these to deal with. Good grief. Crack, what is a skeleton anyway? Must keep going. We'll get that Kangaskhan one of these days. I need that day to be today. Because there's better things to be doing than trudging through a safari zone for hours on end. For catches that don't want to stick in the ball. Alright, foot, you go this way. This foot goes this way. Good. There. Oh, stretchy, stretchy. Oh, that's just that. Okay, that's just the mouse being squirrely. Oh, are you kidding me? Another pincer? Well, I gotta attempt it anyway. Rare stuff is rare stuff. Gotta take a chance. Bruh. Luck is just not on my side today, now is it? Just keep going. One of these attempts will eventually work. You just gotta be persistent enough. Stretch. Oh, imagine if I was keeping a tally of everything I was running into in this place. Ugh, that would be a crazy tally. But I at least know I've still run into more Kangaskhan's than I have pincers. But the amount of them I've been running into is a little insane. For being 1% encounter rates. How? We can do it. But that's not a Kangaskhan, that's an egg! Do I need to go get a jacket? Sheesh. Like, I know my room gets cold, but good grief. Keep it going, keep it going. It's so silly that Generation 1 essentially goes through 3 different sets of sprites. The original red, green, the Japanese blue, and then all of yellow sprites. Ooh, I'm gonna be yawning a bunch. Oh, this Kangaskhan is eluding me like hell. Is this just gonna be the run that's just not gonna be lucky today? I mean, if I felt like it, I could move on to another zone and try for something else and come back to it. Because all three are on the docket. We're not leaving... We're not going to be done with the Safari Zone until we have all three of them. It's just not my lucky day, is it? Huh. Basically no Kangaskhan this time, eh? Whack. Well, you know what? Screw you, Kangaskhan. We're gonna go try and find something else. Because I can. Now, a smart me would go off and train, you know, my Dratini. But I'm not a smart man. I am, in fact, what one would call an idiot. So you know what? I'm gonna go run around in this area and see if we can find Chansey. The answer is probably not, but I figure I might as well change things up a little bit, being a whole hour into stream. Well, actually, I need Venomoth, so I will chuck balls at that. Oh no. That's how it's going to be, huh? Oh, we got it! Which means we have to keep this save. But I had this feeling that Venomoth was not going to be very much trouble at all. And if we could also get a 1% Tauros encounter here, that'd be great. Of course, there'll be Eggies. That's just how life is. any appearance from one of the two? That's a Nidorino. We don't need you at all. Because there's already a Nidoking in my own party. Still got some more steps to go. No, Rhyhorn, I don't need you. You're the wrong kind of eggy Pokemon. Come on. We just want Chansey. And Tauros. But the game's gonna give me nothing else. Because that's just how RNG works. And RNG wants to be cruel. The cruelest bastard in all the world. Is this because I didn't get a nap today? So the game's like, hey, your random number rolls are gonna be terrible, and you're gonna like it. Eventually, if I get nothing... Actually, wait. I need to keep this one because of the Venomoth. What I was gonna be like is... I went into the Safari Zone looking for these three, and all I got was this Venomoth. That's a funny joke, right? But it figures we got nothing. Well, at least let's lock that Venomoth in. We tried. So we gotta keep going again. You know, I wonder who all keeps popping in here, because I see the view count going up, down, up, down, up, down. Yup. Blue was also my first game. And right now we are suffering from trying to find the rarest Pokemon in the Safari Zone. Woo! Because the Kangaskhan's won't keep getting in the balls, and I haven't found anything else yet. But I've still got more time. If I were a smarter man, I'd be training my Dratini already. But that would just mean I'd be putting this off. I've already caught everything else I want to catch in here. I just need Tauros, Chansey, and Kangaskhan. The normals. I already caught Pinsir. That was last stream. And each of the zones, I can find those 4 Pokemon at a 4% encounter rate. Ugh. Random number rolls are a pain. I went to another zone for a moment to try and get Chansey or Tauros, but all I got was the one other catch I wanted to get while I was here in Venomoth. Yeah, those are like, if you're discounting Mewtwo and Mew, those are like the top 2 Pokemon to be using in Red, Blue, and Yellow anyway. Because this is like the one game where Tauros is ridiculous. And of course, Snorlax has had a better usability career than Tauros ever did. Because in Gold, Silver, Crystal, Snorlax ends up becoming one of the best Pokemon in the game, full stop. Oh my goodness, finally! Something! Now watch, one ball and it runs away. Hey, I called it! The pain. I've already gone through over 10 of those, by the way. In all my resets. Okay, another one. Please be kind to the audience. I get another shot. There it goes. Again. Is this what I get for the asking the Kangaskhan to be nice because there's an audience here? Because I get a feeling that's the case. The Kangaskhan have stage fright. That or they don't want to put their bebis through this. Kangaskhan were nice, I'd be done with this zone already. Oh wow, another one. Gotta try again. And off it goes. What else is new? Reset! Then we mash through all of this and then just get right back to what we were doing. Because I dropped a save. That's still a freaky Parasect sprite to this day. Goodness. I'm used to it, but it's still just like, if you think about it, that is a big mushroom. And the way the style of it is sprited, it just looks absolutely creepy. Come on, Kangaskhan. Be a good Pokemon and help me complete my Pokedex, please. I need these pages filled. I still have a ton of steps this run. Just keep going. Try to use the control with one hand and I change the color mode like a Butterfingers. While I drink my water. Now I'm thinking on it. I can access the menus. Okay, so that's how that works. Let's play with a different border in the meantime. There, let's have a Game Boy border. Because I can. Maybe a change of border will make things feel better. I wonder if it'll change back if I reset. Well, let's find out in about 186 steps. Shall we? Good grief, Pinsir, why? Why a 1%er now? Yes, please flee. You are not the prey I am hunting for. But I still attempt to catch you regardless. Keep it going. Nothing else to do but that. I'm not looking for eggs. I am looking for a marsupial. Carrying a baby in its pouch. I am in the zone, yes. Because I am clearly going insane. Of the zone. And the Safari Zone is not giving me my 4% encounter rates. And the ones that it did give me earlier, they all failed to catch and they ran away. It stinks. It's cool, so it doesn't swap over if it's on the normal borders. Well, you know what? With every failure, new border. Because that black one is no border. Here, we get circuitry border now. It's like, what are the components behind that Game Boy shell, huh? If we wanted to, we could even give the game its own color palette. Like this. Oh wait, I think this is the border? Yeah, we're going to adjust this color palette here. No, I want this. Just trying to remember how things shift up and down. Oh wait, this is how you do it, that's right. So that can be black. This can be white. What am I thinking here? I'm just having fun here. Holy brightness, Batman! Actually, here's what we can do. There. Now we're playing with blue. I've made everything blue. Dabba dee dabba die. Actually, hang on a minute. What was Game Boy Color Palette again? Did it have a default for that? I don't remember what the green was supposed to be. There's a whole bunch of color palettes here. That's right. Ugh, that's gross. I think I'll just go back to the normal color palette for now. That was funny, but I'm wasting my time. I mean, is it really wasting my time if showing off Super Game Boy stuff is funny? It won't save, but it's funny. And there's no good way to enter the passwords in either, so in that sense, it just kind of sucks. And I've been screwing around so much I barely used any of my steps for this run. The rest of the game will be in the normal Pokemon Blue border. It's just if I'm going insane with this is what I end up doing. I end up screwing around with things. Because if I figure if the gameplay isn't the most visually interesting, I can screw around with the Super Game Boy borders, am I right? Oh, these random encounters are not being kind to me. But that's what being a 4% encounter is. It was never going to be kind. That's what happens when you're rare. You don't want to show up. And then your catch rate is low enough that you're just gonna be a punk. Am I really just not gonna get any Kangaskhan on this run? That's just sad. That's just plain sad. Safari Zone, suffering. Safari Zone, suffering. Wow, that was a big fat 0. That was painful. That was suffering enough that we're not just gonna change borders again. We're gonna go to another zone. We're gonna try searching for something else. Because I said so. Yes, hi, Rhyhorn. Nothing else is new. I'm looking for Chansey over here, though. And the 1% Tauros. So if you please find them, send them my way. Thanks. I had a feeling this is how it was gonna go. It was just gonna be pain and suffering. But if I get this done, this should be probably one of the last times in a long time I have to do this. Come on, let's keep going. Ugh. Countless normal Pokemon to sift through. Good grief. Good freaking lord. Already caught you, so we don't need to have you around. nothing for this run, too! Who'da thunk it? Just my luck, huh? We'll get this border this time, because I can. If that would have been a Kangaskhan, I would have laughed so hard. Just first frame, walk into the grass, encounter the thing I was looking for. But no, the game just had to laugh in my face again. I wonder if I'll go through every single one of the Game Boy borders before I'm done. That would be hilarious. Come on, Kangaskhan, get out. I need to throw these safari balls at you so I can register you in my Pokédex so I can stop going crazy. Nope, the game is just saying you should continue to go crazy. Because the game itself is laughing at me. Because why not? Well, it's a good thing most of this wasted game time isn't actually going to be recorded in the game clock. But I could easily see a few more Safari Zone streams because that's just my luck. In fact, give me just a second to go and do this temporarily because I want to swipe a snapshot for thumbnail purposes. So I hit F10, give me a screenshot, and then we can go back to that border because that's just where we're at right now. So any future Safari Zone streams will be using that as a screenshot for the thumbnails. Because pain in my ass. I might as well make it funny looking. The lack of Pokemon you want to appear is nightmare fuel. For completionist's sake. Man, this has been several resets and I've found nothing. You know, it's like my luck in the first part of the stream took everything from the latter half. Why? I felt so frustrated I threw a rock at a bird and ran away. I bravely ran away. Even though you should never throw a rock at wildlife, that would get you in so much trouble. Because it would probably get you killed by said animal you threw a rock at. The weird thing is, throwing a rock is actually supposed to increase the catch rate, and throwing a bait lowers it. It should be the opposite way around, where you throw a rock to make something run away, and the bait makes something stay. It makes no sense. It made no sense in 1998, it makes no sense now that we can deconstruct the code. 6 ways from Sunday. I didn't mean to throw that. Yes, please run away. Thank you. I mean, technically that's closer to Kangaskhan in terms of encounter rate, but it's not Kangaskhan. We have a 96% chance of finding everything else. But this is what I was expecting when I decided to do this little journey. Yikes. When I said I was going to complete the Pokédex, I meant it, warts and all. And the game gave me a 1% encounter rate instead of Kangaskhan's 4%. Was that the game trying to throw me a bone or what? The world may never know. That was the wrong thing. Now we go to this one. We got a few more borders to go through before we loop back to the Pokemon one. So let's keep going. With what is essentially, freaking Metal Man's background gears and stuff. What? Only they're actually properly colored gears. Because of less color palette restrictions. Oh, stretching. Man, I haven't found a Kangaskhan in a while. That sucks. And yet the game gave me a pity pincer. Because they all run away like the rest. just want the thing, please. Game, you are being relentless. Come on. I only get so much time to do this, please. Sheesh. The game is fucking with me at this point. Why? And of course, after rare things is chaff. Dig through lots of chaff to find the gold. That's still not it. I get this feeling today's just not my day. Because we've gone, what, almost 2 hours? And we only caught the one Venomoth. This kinda sucks. The true pain of the Safari Zone. Alright, we're almost at the end of this run anyway. Ding dong. Reset. It's not the Great Marsh, but it's close enough. It's a very pretty border, though. I will give it that. We keep running away, bravely running away from everything that isn't a Pinsir or Kangaskhan. Hooray! Jeez, it's almost like they wanted to stop appearing on purpose. Moving to other patches of grass is useless because all the grass encounters are the same. Could the game just throw a Kangaskhan at me just so I can snap my brain back to reality for like 5 seconds? So I can actually click the ball button, please? So many eggies. So many eggies. So many Nidos. So many Parasects. So little time. So many Doduo. And this is how you break a person. But not in this safari zone. Where can that Kangaskhan be? I know you're here. RNG is just not being kind to me at all. Oh my god, how long has it been? Watch, the first ball fails and it runs away. I fucking called it. For 5 seconds, that was a moment of stimulation from my brain. But now it's back to suffering. Like any good Safari Zone does. Man, I am so glad they got rid of this from Gen 5 onward. And it only came back in BDSP because it was a part of the original game. It's too bad they couldn't bring back the slots. If they wanted to keep things as faithful as possible. But that's because of gambling laws, and the original Platinum over in Europe was the first game to be hit by the, hey, no gambling in your kids' game sort of, restrictions. And that's why we got Voltorb Flip over in Heart Gold and Soul Silver over in the US. And Heart Gold, Soul Silver in Japan was the final hurrah for slots, period. Just a shame I couldn't get to see it as an English player. Although technically I could at any time if I just got the Japanese ROM, did a translation patch. If such a thing is out there. And then look at those glorious slots. Failure means another border change. Look at the dolphins. You could technically say it's Shelder and Finizen on the border. I believe that's a double 5%er. That is whack. The encounter table just does not like me today, does it? Holy guacamole! The game was like, you get the one after suffering for so long. But it's only a brief moment it stays. You see, this is the kind of stuff that normally gets cut out of recordings. Whenever something monotonous like this happens, I can normally keep the suffering to myself. But because this is live streaming, everyone gets to suffer. I just want the con of the marsupials, please. Is that so much to ask? And apparently the answer is yes. You're just gonna give me gutter trash. There's still tons of steps left. Gotta keep going. That's right, Allie. Here we are. Hello there. I have been going insane because the game has barely been giving me any of the Pokemon I've been looking for. It has been suffering. And any of the Kangaskhan I have found, the captures all failed. Woohoo! There's gonna be several more streams of this. I hope you're not too tired. In this zone, I am looking for Kangaskhan. And there are 2 more parts to the Safari Zone where I can get Chansey and Tauros. And in their respective zones, anytime I get an encounter, there is a 4% chance it'll be a Kangaskhan. It's just that the numbers just haven't been working out at all. The first half of the stream, I was actually getting quite lucky, even to a point where I was finding like up to 3 of them in one part of the encounters. Oh, that's not too low. In some of the other zones, you can find them at a 1% encounter rate. So it could be so much worse. And I've done worse. I've done shiny hunting. And in the older games, the chance of finding a shiny is 1 in 8,192. Or if I get my phone over here so I can get my calculator, that is 0.00012 blah blah blah, a whole bunch of numbers. Oh, I could keep going if I had the time. If I got people here, my patience level will increase immensely. But essentially, if I put that number I just read out to you in percents, that is a 0.01% chance to find a shiny Pokemon. And that's me cutting off a whole bunch of numbers. And that's in games up through Pokemon Generations 5. And Generation 6 and onward, we cut that number in half. So by default, you have a 1 in 4,096 chance to find a shiny Pokemon in Generation 6 and onward. It's just technically easier now, because Pokemon will typically appear on the map, and you can find a whole ton of them at once. Oh, shinies are alternate color variations of Pokemon. They don't appear in Generation 1, but they can appear in Generations 2 and onward. So, for example, the shiny of a regular Charizard is a black-colored Charizard, and it looks awesome. Also, I'm just changing the borders because that's just one way I was trying to stimulate my brain and not get, drive myself too crazy. And I've gone through now just about every single border that's on this peripheral I'm using to play the game. Because you're here, I might as well show them off, so that's the wrong one. This is what I was looking for, okay. So, if you see here, I've got a whole bunch of borders here. This is the border that the game will start in. Here's a border to make it look like a Game Boy. This is no border. Here's a border that makes it look like the circuitry of the Game Boy itself. And then I've got palm tree border. This cool looking ruins border. A Gears border. A swamp border. The border I was just on, this. And now, like, a Colosseum-like border. The last border in that one is, you can actually draw your own custom border itself. It's very clunky, though. Oh, trust me, I am well aware that these games are busted. I often say that these games are made on, like, duct tape and a prayer. I've grown up with these games. Believe me, I am so aware of just how cobbled together these games are. And the original Red and Green, they're even worse! They're even more broken! And I have played Japanese Green. The first thing I will say is that menuing feels so much worse compared to US Red and Blue. Oh my goodness! It's kind of hard to describe, but just Going up and down through the menus just does not feel good in Pokemon Red and Green. And I'm talking the Japanese originals, yes. Pokemon Red and Green is also where we got the only move in the entire franchise to have a 30% freeze chance. Yes. Blizzard in Pokemon Red and Blue is a 120 base power move with 90 accuracy and a 10% chance to freeze. Blizzard in Pokemon Red and Green in Japan was a 120 base power move with 90 accuracy and a 30% chance to freeze the target. Yes, that is as unfair as you think it is. And that's not to mention all the other kinds of bugs that are in the game. And I already did Mew glitch, by the way. Because if we're completing the Pokedex, we might as well glitch number 151. Because I'm trying to go the mile and catching everything I can without trading. I could have made this process so much easier by trading these Pokemon I've already caught in Red version over. But no, I'm going to do the completion the hard way, damn it. I will suffer, and I will like it. Oh my god, finally! Now. Yeah, that's about to be expected. But you gave me another shot. You gave me another shot! And that's about how every Kangaskhan encounter I've gotten this stream is gone. Just nothing, doing, nothing, doing, nothing, doing, nothing, doing. I'm running away now. And there's nothing you can do to stop me. That is the pain I've been going through this entire stream. The only Pokemon I managed to catch just because I didn't have it yet was Venomoth. I already caught Pinsir. I guess I was just lucky with that one last stream. Woo! This ain't a randomizer. Though, Pinsir, are you kidding? Again? You're a 1% encounter. Get out of here. I already have you. If this were a Pokemon randomizer, I would have titled it as such. I mean, I could do another Platinum randomizer in the future. That is totally something within my power. But I gotta space out these Pokemon experiences a bit. Just so I don't go too insane. At least with the randomizer, I don't have to care about completion. I'm only caring about completion for this because I want to see it for my own eyes. I want to put that effort in. At the very least, once we're done with the Safari Zone, it's not... the rest of the journey is going to be smooth sailing. Okay, maybe not necessarily smooth sailing. There is going to be some grinding for a couple party members. For Dratini and our last one. But in terms of looking for things, this is the hardest it's going to get. And Porygon is just... I might grind a bit in the casino, or I'll just shell out the money to get the coins. You know what I mean? Like, in terms of brain-melting misery, this is the worst it's going to get. And this may or may not be my last run of the day. Hey, hello there. Alright, back to the normal border. Who knows, maybe this will make my luck go up, because there's Pokemon critters all around me, and look at all these Pokeballs on the top and bottom of the border. Because unfortunately, I've only got so much time to do all of this. Because believe me, if I was able to go longer, I would. But unfortunately, I have parental responsibilities. But while I'm still here, let's just chill out, run into stuff, watch my brain melt from going crazy. But at least I have you guys to talk to, so we will just have ourselves a time. Of course, responsibility comes first. Yup. I got a kiddo who's in school. I gotta leave here at 1:30 to go pick him up. Which, in relating to the stream time, that's in about 45 minutes. Oh, I didn't mean to catch that. Oops. If I catch a Kangaskhan this run, that means that Doduo sticks, and I can use it to go trade stuff over from my red version that I've got sitting around. Ah ha ha! Always good to have more parrots around so we can all relate in the responsibilities that can sometimes drive us a little batty. Although I'm out of the youngest stages at this point. My boy's 11 at this point in time. He turned 11 last August. Yes, he's going to be a teenager soon, and I'm going to be like, I feel old. In fact, several of my friends now are just getting into parenting, and I'm just like, welcome to my hell. Time passes very fast. Oh my goodness, I found one! Let's throw! Yes! We got it! We got it! That was suffering! That's right. Let's go! Oh my goodness. I can now clean up all the items around here. Because I didn't want to waste my steps. Oh my god. That was terrible. But we did it. Oh, my throat. Oh. Oh my goodness, we found one. And we only have 2 more to go. Oh my goodness. You have introduced your girl to trading card games. I myself play Magic the Gathering, so... TCG stuff is kind of deep-rooted into me. I mean, parental talk made it appear. Kangaskhan is, you know, it's got a little youngin' in the pouch. It was the parental talk that made the ball lock. That one Kangaskhan could relate. That is so funny. Anyway, in this area, we have a 4% chance of finding Chansey, so that's the next hunt. But yeah, I remember getting Pokemon cards back when they first came out, when I was like 7, 8. I think the cards came out in 99, so I was probably 8 years old at the time. But your girl's probably gonna have so much fun with all those cards. Especially with the shiny rares and all the different kinds of rarities that Pokemon has nowadays. Just makes collecting them for the people who do like doing that sort of thing a nightmare. Well, depending on the region you're in, you could always order stuff online if you wanted to. But yeah, with certain areas, when you don't have a local game store around, that makes it really hard. And also depending on certain regions, if counterfeiting is a thing. We gotta test our luck! That phrase saying I missed the Pokemon just means I have a really low shot of actually capturing Chansey. It's going to say that every single time I fail. But that's just how that works. Alright, so here's what we're gonna do. That's just going to happen. It's only by accepting that a lot of them are going to run away is when you have the mental persistence to be able to go and catch it. In this zone, you can find a Chansey at 1% of the time. Which has actually happened. It got away, but I can live. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go to that grass. I'm gonna save. Oh, yeah, I wish I could. But unfortunately, I can't send out a Pokemon here. It's just against the rules, for whatever reason. Anyway, Okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna get over to that grass. We're gonna get over there and save. Oh, yeah. And these aren't even... This is technically the second set of sprites Pokemon has ever gotten. The original red-green sprites were, They're their extra set of cursed compared to the ones we got here. And these sprites came from the Japanese version of Pokemon Blue, which was technically the third version of Red and Green. So yeah, if you lived over in Japan, you got 4 different versions of Pokemon. Red and Green are the originals, Blue was the third version, and then Yellow was the anime game, essentially. And that gave Generation 1 its third set of sprites. That was fast! Alright, how many times am I gonna miss? And it's gone. That's just gonna be the standard with these Chansey. In this zone, there is also a 1% chance of finding a Tauros. But we got one of them. And that's better than 0. And I accept 1 being better than 0. Oh my. I've never tried using, like, a translated version of green to trade over to red and blue, personally. The copy of Japanese green I got is one I got alongside the Super Game Boy that I'm playing on here. Because this is the Super Game Boy 2 that only came out in Japan. And all Japanese cartridges actually work on US hardware if you remove the little tabs in the cartridge slot. So I could stick in any Super Famicom game into my US Super Nintendo, and it would work just fine. PAL region games don't work because of how Hertz works for their systems. Because of the electrical standards we have in the US and Japan, that's why those games are able to work. Yeah, that sounds about right. I've played a bootleg version of Green that had a bad translation. One thing I want to do eventually is Vietnamese Crystal, where the game was like translated into like Vietnamese, and then that got translated into English, and there's so many swear words. I find it hilarious. Ah, the bootleg Green? Yeah, that would do it. That would do it. I think I may still have an old ROM from years ago. Alright, we can walk out the steps on this. But this will be the final run of the day. Just because I'd like a moment to be able to... just take a moment to myself. You know? So you just need that time sometimes. And then I gotta go leave and pick my boy up from school. Ugh. Finding any amount of Chansey is fine with me. Even if they run away, I can just keep trying again. It's just for when you go several runs in and you go 0, 0, 0, 0. And then that's when your brain starts to melt, and when there's nobody here to really talk to, it's just kind of like, you can feel the short-circuiting in your brain a little bit. And you just kind of go, I did not mean to click that. Oops. Bailing. Alright. We can get at least one more encounter, right? But it was just a Paris. And another one. But I already got Venomoth. There we go. There's the ding dong. You drained your steps. So I'm just gonna make sure I did my save correctly. Yes, we did it correctly. Alright. We're gonna end things off for the day. And, well, I didn't completely make my brain explode. We got one of the 3 troublesome encounters I was looking for. That just means we still have Chansey and Tauros to go, which is what we're gonna deal with next time. But tomorrow's gonna be another usual art stream. And then I've got a quick little announcement in that stream because Halloween is coming around next week, so I've got a little something for that. So thank y'all for watching, lurking, chatting. I appreciate y'all that decided to come by and chat. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.